Antonio Rudiger's future at Real Madrid, balancing experience, legacy, and renewal. Hello, Real Madrid family. Today, we dive into a topic that has sparked extensive debate across the fanbase: the future of Antonio Rudiger at Real Madrid. As the new season approaches, this year represents a pivotal moment in Rudiger's journey with the club. At 32 years old, the German centre-back faces a campaign that could very well determine whether he continues to don the white jersey or whether the club begins the process of transitioning toward a younger, more long-term defensive strategy. Since joining Real Madrid, Rudiger has been more than just a reinforcer in the backline. He has become a cornerstone of both defensive stability and locker room leadership. His physical strength, aerial dominance, tactical intelligence, and ability to read the game have made him a reference point for his teammates. Every intervention on the field provides reassurance and composure to the team, and his presence in high-pressure moments has often proved decisive. Beyond his technical and tactical attributes, Rudiger embodies professionalism and consistency, qualities that coaches and teammates alike highly value. However, the reality of age and physical wear is beginning to be a factor. Maintaining a player at the age of 32, especially one in a physically demanding role, inevitably involves risks, both in terms of injury and in managing performance over a season that spans domestic and international competitions. The contractual situation further complicates the discussion. Rudiger's deal expires in June, placing the club at a crossroads. Real Madrid must carefully assess whether renewing the German's contract aligns with the team's long-term vision. A renewal would imply a financial and strategic commitment, not only committing resources to a player whose physical peak may be passing, but also potentially delaying the integration of younger defenders with high potential. This decision is not merely about Rudiger as an individual, but about the broader architecture of Real Madrid's defense over the next several seasons. From a sporting perspective, retaining a 32-year-old defender involves a delicate balance. While Rudiger remains a top-tier performer capable of influencing high-stakes matches, the club must weigh the potential for injuries and the natural decline in stamina and recovery time that comes with age. Real Madrid competes on multiple fronts: La Liga, Champions League, Copa del Rey, Supercopa, and occasional international fixtures, requiring a defensive core that can endure extreme physical and mental pressure. In such a context, planning for succession and integrating emerging talent becomes not just prudent but essential. In recent months, rumors linking Rudiger to the Saudi Pro League have intensified. The league has emerged as an attractive destination for seasoned players seeking a lucrative final chapter in their careers. For Rudiger, moving to Saudi Arabia would not only offer a significant financial incentive, but also the chance to experience football in a different cultural and competitive environment. From the club's perspective, such a transfer could be framed as a strategic opportunity rather than a loss. It would allow Real Madrid to rejuvenate the defense, integrate younger players with ambition and potential, and manage the squad's salary structure while maintaining a high level of competitiveness. Evaluating Rudiger's future will inevitably hinge on his performance during the upcoming season. Every match will be scrutinized, assessing not only his physical capability and tactical execution, but also his influence on team dynamics, leadership, and ability to inspire teammates under pressure. Analysts and fans remain divided. Some argue that Rudiger can still provide several seasons of elite-level performance, particularly in crucial fixtures such as El Clasico or Champions League knockout rounds. Others contend that it is time to prioritize emerging defenders who offer energy, speed, and long-term growth potential, ensuring that Real Madrid's defensive foundation remains strong for years to come. Rudiger's emotional and symbolic value to the club cannot be underestimated. He has become a figure synonymous with commitment, professionalism, and resilience, qualities that resonate deeply with fans and teammates alike. Any decision regarding his future should balance practical considerations with respect for the legacy he is building. His contributions have shaped some of Real Madrid's recent successes, and his presence in key matches has often provided the stability and confidence the team needs during critical moments. This situation also highlights a broader challenge faced by elite clubs: how to balance experience and youth in crucial positions. Real Madrid's defensive line, in particular, is a position where the equilibrium between veteran leadership and youthful energy is essential. The departure of an experienced player like Rudiger should not be perceived as negative. Rather, it represents a natural evolution in squad management. It opens opportunities for the club to cultivate emerging talent while still maintaining a competitive edge. Simultaneously, it allows Rudiger to explore new challenges in the next stage of his career, potentially leaving both parties with mutual benefits. Beyond immediate performance considerations, there is a deeper, long-term strategic perspective. Real Madrid has consistently sought to combine players with proven experience and leadership with those who can grow into the club's future. In this context, Rudiger embodies the archetype of a player who brings both stability and mentorship. His presence on the field aids not just defensive solidity but also the development of younger teammates, who can learn positional awareness, resilience, and professionalism by observing him. The potential transition away from Rudiger, therefore, would also necessitate careful planning to preserve this mentorship role, either through succession planning or structured integration of new defenders into the squad's culture and philosophy. Finally, the narrative of Rudiger's career at Real Madrid underscores the complexity of decision-making at top clubs. His legacy is undeniable. His professionalism and contribution to the team's success will be remembered for years. Yet, football is a game of cycles, and managing transitions, especially in central defense, is crucial for maintaining long-term success. The club, coaching staff, and fans will closely monitor the unfolding season, understanding that the decisions made regarding Rudiger will resonate well beyond a single campaign. The balance between honoring experience, securing current performance, and investing in future potential will define the trajectory of Real Madrid's defense for the years ahead. In conclusion, Antonio Rudiger's future at Real Madrid is a multifaceted issue, blending emotional, strategic, and sporting considerations. His contribution to the club has been immense, and his professionalism and leadership are beyond question. However, age, physical wear, and the imperative of long-term planning create a scenario that demands careful evaluation. The upcoming season will serve as a decisive chapter in Rudiger's Real Madrid story, shaping not only his own career trajectory but also the evolution of the club's defensive framework. As always, the fans will play a central role in this narrative, appreciating the past, understanding the present, and anticipating a future in which Real Madrid continues to blend tradition, talent, and tactical foresight. David Alaba bids farewell to Real Madrid, the end of an era at Santiago Bernabéu. The football world is witnessing the conclusion of an important chapter in Real Madrid's recent history, as David Alaba prepares to leave the club at the end of his current contract. With the 2025-26 season underway, the Austrian defender, now 33 years old, is entering the final months of what has been a transformative, if complex, tenure at Santiago Bernabéu. Alaba's departure is not merely a transactional decision. It symbolizes the passing of a player whose professional ethos, versatility, and quiet leadership left an indelible mark on one of the most storied football institutions in the world. Alaba's arrival at Real Madrid was met with anticipation and curiosity. Known for his exceptional versatility, tactical intelligence, and composure under pressure, he was immediately expected to bolster a defensive line that prided itself on both solidity and elegance. Initially brought in to reinforce the central defense, Alaba's technical abilities allowed him to excel not only as a center-back but also as a left-back and occasionally as a defensive midfielder. This adaptability became a strategic asset for managers like Carlo Ancelotti and others, enabling tactical flexibility in key fixtures across La Liga and the UEFA Champions League. His debut season was particularly memorable. A stunning free-kick goal in his first league match showcased both his skill and his readiness to shoulder responsibility, setting the tone for what would become a deeply influential tenure. From the outset, Alaba demonstrated a rare blend of technical skill, positional intelligence, and leadership. During his first season, he was instrumental in Real Madrid's conquests of both the Spanish League and the Champions League, contributing decisively to the defensive organization and the transition from defense to attack. His calm presence on the field, combined with the ability to read the game, made him a cornerstone of a squad already filled with world-class talent. Fans and analysts alike lauded his maturity and consistency, viewing him as a player who could reliably bridge moments of individual brilliance with team cohesion. However, time and physical wear inevitably began to affect his performance. In recent seasons, Alaba's contributions were intermittently hampered by injuries and the natural fatigue that comes with elite-level football. Muscular injuries and periods of recovery limited his continuity, preventing him from maintaining the peak form that had characterized his earlier years at the club. Despite these challenges, Alaba remained a paragon of professionalism, always respecting his role in the squad and supporting younger players in their development. His influence extended far beyond statistics. His mentorship, guidance, and quiet example helped nurture the next generation of defenders, fostering a culture of discipline and resilience within the team. The club's decision not to renew Alaba's contract, which is set to expire in June, reflects a convergence of sporting, strategic, and financial considerations. Economically, Alaba's salary ranked among the highest in the squad, a considerable expense relative to the minutes he was able to contribute on the pitch. By releasing this contract, Real Madrid not only reduces financial pressure but also creates opportunities to recruit younger players with long-term potential, who can sustain a higher level of energy and consistency throughout domestic and European competitions. Strategically, this aligns with the club's philosophy of blending veteran leadership with the vitality of emerging talent, ensuring that the squad remains competitive while also evolving in preparation for the challenges of future seasons. Alaba's impact at Real Madrid extends far beyond finances or tactical formations. Within the locker room, his presence was emblematic of professionalism and respect. He became a figure that teammates could rely upon for both advice and support, a stabilizing presence in moments of tension or pressure. His calm leadership, ability to communicate effectively, and willingness to assume responsibility were assets that transcended the pitch, contributing to a cohesive and motivated team environment. Memorable moments, such as decisive goals, impeccable defensive interventions, and his role in crucial fixtures, cemented his reputation as a player who could be trusted when stakes were highest. From a broader perspective, Alaba's departure will also reverberate across European football. Despite his advancing years, he remains an attractive option for clubs seeking a seasoned defender with a rare combination of versatility, technical skill, and leadership. Moving to a new club offers Alaba an opportunity to continue competing at a high level, in an environment where his experience is highly valued and where he can manage his physical condition more strategically during the final stages of his career. This transition may allow him to reassert himself as a pivotal player while enjoying a renewed sense of purpose, potentially contributing both on the pitch and as a mentor in a different context. For Real Madrid, the exit of Alaba represents a moment of careful strategic planning rather than loss. While supporters may feel nostalgia for a player of such talent and character, the club's defensive planning requires continuous adaptation. The team must remain agile, energetic, and competitive to meet the demands of La Liga, the Champions League, and other domestic competitions. Integrating emerging talent while honoring the contributions of seasoned veterans like Alaba ensures a balance between experience and innovation, preserving the club's identity while preparing for future challenges. Moreover, Alaba's legacy at Santiago Bernabéu is far from limited to his on-field performances. His professionalism, quiet dignity, and ability to inspire teammates exemplify the values that Real Madrid has long sought to cultivate within its ranks. From tactical versatility to mentorship, from crucial interventions in high-stakes matches to exemplary conduct off the pitch, his influence permeated every aspect of the club's culture. While his physical presence may be less dominant in recent seasons, the intangible impact of his leadership, attitude, and footballing intelligence will endure, shaping the team's ethos for years to come. In conclusion, David Alaba's departure signals the end of a remarkable chapter in Real Madrid's storied history. His career at the club, characterized by professionalism, commitment, and flashes of extraordinary brilliance, will be remembered fondly by fans, teammates, and observers alike. At the same time, his exit clears the path for the next generation of defenders, allowing the club to invest in energy, consistency, and long-term competitiveness. While the farewell is tinged with nostalgia, it is also an opportunity to celebrate the legacy of a player who contributed to some of the most memorable moments of the past decade, and to reaffirm the club's commitment to evolution, strategic planning, and sustained excellence. Santiago Bernabéu may bid farewell to one of its most versatile and respected defenders, but the principles and professionalism that David Alaba embodied will continue to inspire those who wear the Real Madrid jersey, ensuring that the club remains at the pinnacle of European and global football. Vinicius Jr.'s situation at Real Madrid, a pivotal moment in the club's history. The situation surrounding Vinicius Jr. at Real Madrid has evolved into one of the most discussed and potentially consequential topics in international football. What initially seemed like a rumor or a minor contractual issue has now become a full-blown shockwave. The young Brazilian forward has made a decision that could significantly influence the trajectory of one of the world's most prestigious football clubs. Vinicius, widely regarded as one of the brightest and most dynamic talents in the current Real Madrid squad, has opted not to renew his contract, creating a complex and delicate scenario that the club must navigate carefully in terms of sporting planning, financial strategy, and talent management. Since his arrival from Flamengo in 2018, Vinicius has undergone a remarkable evolution. Initially viewed as a promising but inconsistent young player, he has developed into one of the most formidable forwards in European football. His combination of explosive speed, technical skill, creativity on the ball, and sharp goal-scoring instincts has made him a crucial component of Real Madrid's offensive machinery. He has consistently delivered in high-stakes matches, contributing decisively to domestic and international triumphs, including multiple La Liga titles and Champions League victories. His performances have not only made him a fan favorite but also established him as one of the most influential players in the squad. The club's management, led by President Florentino Perez, has responded swiftly to Vinicius' decision. Reports indicate that Real Madrid presented a highly competitive contract offer, including a salary exceeding that of some of the highest-paid players on the team. This generous proposal reflects the club's acknowledgement of Vinicius' exceptional value and his contributions on the field. However, the core of the disagreement does not lie in monetary terms but rather in contractual clauses related to image rights. Vinicius has requested special conditions regarding these rights, clauses that historically the club has not granted, adhering to a uniform policy applied to all players. Real Madrid's approach to image rights is rooted in a long-standing philosophy aimed at maintaining internal equity, financial sustainability, and organizational coherence. Allowing individualized exceptions could create precedents that might disrupt locker room harmony and challenge the club's institutional consistency. Vinicius' reluctance to accept the standard clauses introduces a highly sensitive dilemma. If the issue remains unresolved, it could result in the player leaving the club under conditions that complicate both sporting and financial planning, particularly if negotiations extend until the end of his contract. From an international perspective, numerous top-tier clubs are reportedly monitoring the situation closely. Premier League giants like Manchester United and Chelsea, as well as other European powerhouses such as Paris Saint-Germain, have expressed interest. Transfer fees discussed in media reports reach astronomical figures, potentially approaching €230 million, reflecting Vinicius' combination of elite sporting talent and global commercial appeal. Such offers present Real Madrid with an opportunity to secure a substantial financial return while adhering to the club's core principles. No individual player, no matter how talented, should be considered above the institution itself. Maintaining a player who challenges established rules carries significant risks. Football history has repeatedly shown that even the most exceptional talents can create tension in the locker room if they are perceived as receiving preferential treatment. From this perspective, a potential transfer of Vinicius Jr. would not only make financial sense but also help safeguard team cohesion, uphold organizational standards, and allow the club to rebuild the squad with players fully aligned with Real Madrid's values and policies. This scenario also invites broader reflection on talent management at elite football clubs. Real Madrid has always sought a balance between ambition and institutional rigor. From the era of Alfredo Di Stefano to Cristiano Ronaldo and the present-day squad, the club has consistently demonstrated an ability to adapt, evolve, and maintain competitiveness without being overly dependent on a single player. Historical precedents, including the departures of other club icons, illustrate that Real Madrid can absorb the exit of even its brightest stars while continuing to achieve success domestically and internationally. For fans, the idea of Real Madrid without Vinicius on the field is emotionally challenging. His electrifying runs, creative playmaking, and memorable goals have left an indelible mark. Yet, the club must prioritize long-term stability, contractual coherence, and strategic foresight over individual sentiment. Each decision made in this critical period will resonate far beyond the immediate season, influencing squad composition, competitive prospects, and institutional credibility in years to come. Moreover, the implications extend beyond sport. Vinicius Jr. is not only a footballer, he is a global brand with immense market value. His image rights, commercial appeal, and social media presence enhance his worth to sponsors, broadcasters, and fans worldwide. Negotiating or failing to negotiate these rights touches on wider issues of commercial strategy, marketing alignment, and brand management for Real Madrid. Allowing exceptions could influence future contract negotiations with emerging talents, potentially undermining the club's control over commercial operations and setting a precedent that other players might seek to emulate. Financially, the situation offers a strategic decision point. Accepting a lucrative transfer would allow Real Madrid to reinvest funds in reinforcing the squad, targeting players who embody both exceptional talent and alignment with the club's cultural and operational standards. From a sporting perspective, it would create space to pursue emerging stars or established performers whose contractual agreements adhere to the club's long-term framework. Such proactive management could help ensure that the team remains competitive while preserving institutional discipline. Historically, Real Madrid has faced numerous moments that tested its resilience and adaptability. Whether navigating the departures of club legends or handling complex contract negotiations, the institution has repeatedly demonstrated that it can overcome challenges without compromising its core values. This resilience is a defining characteristic that separates the club from many others worldwide. While Vinicius' potential departure would mark the end of an era in many respects, it would also exemplify the club's enduring philosophy, that the institution is larger than any individual player. In conclusion, Vinicius Jr.'s current situation is not merely a contractual issue or a transfer rumor. It is a pivotal moment that combines sporting, financial, and institutional considerations. Real Madrid faces the challenge of balancing respect for a talented player with the imperative to protect the club's values, coherence, and long-term vision. The resolution of this case will likely have far-reaching consequences, setting precedents for future negotiations and reinforcing the principles that have made Real Madrid one of the most respected and admired football clubs in the world. Ultimately, while fans will remember Vinicius' remarkable contributions on the pitch, the club's priority remains clear: maintaining stability, unity, and competitiveness while upholding the standards that define Real Madrid as an institution capable of enduring greatness.